What's going on, guys? Today, I want to have a conversation about getting wealthy in the United States of America. One of the things with the reset of the channel is we're going to talk about business, credit, money, and anything that you can use, a tool that you can use to get wealthy in the United States of America. And part of that is instructing you guys on the actual process to get wealthy in the United States of America. So let's go ahead and talk about the stages of wealth. Number one, you got to get rich before you get wealthy. You got to get rich before you get wealthy. Now, what is the definition of rich? Rich is $250,000 per year, and wealthy is a net worth of 5 million or more per year. So, one of the reasons I'm doing that is there's a lot of talk and conversations online about getting wealthy and building wealthy without the specific definition of what getting rich is. Once again, getting rich is achieving an income of $250,000 per year, and getting wealthy is has a net worth of 5 million. Now, technically, you are a millionaire if you have assets and a net worth of $1 million. Technically, you are a millionaire. However, I don't think that if you are a millionaire with assets of $1 million, that you're wealthy. I don't think that you're wealthy. I feel that wealth starts 3.5 to 5 million. That's where I feel that real wealth starts. And one of the things that we consistently see in these internet streets is a lot of people talk about building wealth, creating multiple streams of income. And as a seasoned entrepreneur, I have found it challenging to create multiple and sustainable streams of income. Like I've seen people, I've have six, I have 12 streams of income. And when we define streams of income for the conversation at Savage Business and Finance, a durable stream of income is an income that can sustain you. Um, like going out and building 12 streams of income that make you like $100, that's not really exciting to me. So, once again, we're going to be talking about building durable streams of income. Now, this live stream was brought to you by the Successful Business Model, where this is what we've got going on. Get rich in 3 years, $250,000 a year, and get wealthy in 10 years, 5 million. We have blueprint training. The link is in the description box, and I have a special. I'm trying something a little different. You can get a substantial amount of money off if you buy before 11:59 p.m. tonight. I'm just trying something new. But that link is in the description box, and at the end of the live stream, it will be in the first comment. Who is this training for? This training is for the person who has never had a business before. That's who this training's for. Is to take the raw rookie to a competent business owner, and I'm going to walk you through the steps. Because 24 years ago, I used to be you. I used to be you. I used to be an average person with an average job. And starting a business has transformed my life. So go ahead, get it. It's in the description box. And at the end of the live stream, it will be in the first comment. All right. So what prompted this live stream? Because, with the resetting of the channel, with the resetting of the content, we need to have real conversations about building wealth. And one of the things that I keep hearing, and this is what I call the stock market marketing department. Now, what is the stock market marketing department? The stock market marketing department is a collective of individuals that keep hammering home the narrative that you can invest money and become rich in the future. Now, I have done scads of research on this. If you are an American, and I'm about to actually show you, hold on. I'm going to show you. Let's see. So let's get into the investment calculator because I'm about to actually show you. All right. So if you are the average person and you make $35,000 per year, and let's bump that up to 10%, and you put 250 into the stock market, and let's adjust this for 30 years. Let's say you start investing at the age of 22. So $250,000 invested for 30 years is 520,000. Let's go ahead and do 40. 10%. So if you were going to invest $250 per month, which is reasonable expectation for someone making 35 to $40,000 a year, it would take you 40 years to get to a brokerage account of $1 million. Now, here's the interesting thing that no one ever talks about. 40 years in the future, $1 million is not going to be worth $1 million. Let me show you something. Inflation calculator. All right. So let's go to 1960. All right. And $20,000 in 1960, you would need $242,000 to replace the 1950. Let's go ahead and go to 1960, because that was actually, let's go to 1970, because 1970 was, let's see, 1970. I'm going to be precise with this. Right. That was 53. So that's 50. Let's go to 1980. Okay. All right. So 1980, which was 40 years ago, you would need $71,000 to replace the buying power of $20,000. All right. So let's just go ahead and say that inflation is what it is. So 40 years in the future, you're going to need 4 to 5 million to replace the buying power of $1 million. And no one ever talks about this. It's like, go ahead and invest your money in the stock market and you will become a millionaire. You will become a million. And the thing is, once again, what are my definitions of wealth? Starts at 5 million. 3.5 million, let's say 3.5 million to 5 million. That's where wealth starts. 40 years in the future, that number is going to move up to about 10 million because inflation does not stop. Like let's go ahead. I'm about to show you some. Let's go back to 1960 and 56. This is what your grandfather used to make. So in 1960, average income was $5,600 per year. Your grandfather on his 5,600 adjusted for inflation today, that was $55,000. Your grandfather proportionally made more money in 1960 with one. This is why your grandmother was able to stay home. This is why your grandfather was able to buy a house and send you to college because his $56,000 had more buying power than your $35,000 today. Average income is $35,000 to $40,000. So proportionally, your grandfather was working with more money, less inflation. Houses were 3 to 4 times annual income. So he could buy a house for 20,000. When I was growing up, people in my neighborhood had 10-year mortgages. They were able to pay their houses off in 10 years. So everything has changed. And when we talk about building wealth, we must take in consideration what's going to happen in the future. And kind of going back to the investment calculator. All right. The average person, and let's go ahead and do 500 at 10%, 500 per month, and let's do that for 30 years. Oh. You gotta live a long, long time. All right. Because I was like, what the heck? All right. So $500 per month, which is $6,000 per year, will get you to $1 million net worth 30 years in the future. But once again, what did I just talk about? 30 years in the future, $1 million is not going to be worth $1 million is today. So you're going to need more. You're going to need a lot more. Because this is the thing. No one ever talks about this inflationary, which is a real fact. Inflation is a fact. Inflation isn't going anywhere. So, and also, if you're listening to someone on YouTube, and I'm about to say something that's going to sound extremely petty and maybe a little dismissive. If you're listening to someone on YouTube about how to build wealth and they live in a foreign country where the cost of living is substantially cheaper than living in the United States of America, you need to really, really think about that. You really, really need to think about that. All right. Because this happened this morning. I had a guy who claimed that he retired from his investments, because I have a video on another channel talking about investments will not make you wealthy. And this person, the highest job he ever had was a substitute. He was a school teacher. He was a school teacher. And this clown actually said that he invested in the stock market for 2 years and retired. Once again, and he lives in the Dominican Republic, where the average cost of living for a family of four is $2,000 a month. So, as a single person living in the Dominican, you can live high on the hog, like really, really high on the hog for 1,500 bucks a month or $18,000 a year. So, ask yourself, why all these people who are talking about how to build wealth, how to retire early, are living in foreign countries where the cost of living is substantially cheaper than living here in the United States of America? I'm going to tell you why. They can't afford to live here. They can't afford to live here because they don't have enough money. Richard Fain, who I'm not a hater, but Richard Fain, once he got more money in his life, his financial behavior changed. He started paying cash for cars. He put up a video where he's talking about he is 100% debt free. Now, if you remember the early Savage Finance, these were the talking points of Wingland and Cameron about being debt free, about paying cash for cars. See, here's the thing. When you're in the position where you have a financial device that creates this income, your behavior changes. Graham Stephan, and this is another felonious thought. There's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg shopping at Costco, and he's kind of dressed down. And the implication is because he's frugal, this is the reason that he is rich. Another false narrative. I'm about to explain something to you. I eat out virtually every day. And I eat out virtually every day. And my personal checking account keeps going up. I eat out every day. I drive a Porsche. I drive a BMW. I live in an expensive apartment. I am spending money, but my wealth is increasing. Why is that? Because I have a business. And let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's see. Go back to now. Before I get into that, there's someone on YouTube who claims to be worth $10 million. And he says he got there through investing. This individual is 40 years old. Let me show you what kind of money he would have had to invest to get to be worth $10 million in the stock market in 10 years. Let's see. Let's go 20,000 per month. So 20,000 per month at a 10% yield does not get you 10 million in the stock market in 10 years. Let's let's go ahead and add 40 40,000. $40,000 a month, which is $480,000 a year, doesn't get you to $10 million in 10 years in the stock market. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 50. So, for this individual to have be worth $10 million from stock market investing, he would have had to invest $600,000 per year. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 15%. And let's try 30,000. All right. So if he was getting 15% yield, he could have got away with 30,000, which is still $360,000 a year. Now, let's go to 10,000. $10,000. $10,000 per month, which is $120,000 per year with a 15 with whoa, let me go ahead and do that 10 years again. Sorry, bump that up to 15%. $10,000 for 10 years at 15% does not get you to 10 million in 10 years. Let's go 20. 20,000 a month at 15%. 30. $30,000 a month at 10% doesn't get you. Let's go ahead and move it to 20%. So to have a $10 million net worth or for 10 years, you would have had to invest $30,000, which is $360,000 per year, and have a 20% consistent yield to get. See, this is why I feel the individual is lying, because the math doesn't add up. And this is one of the things. And every time you're listening to your favorite YouTuber who talks about financial advice, I have a suggestion for you. Always run the numbers. Run the numbers. Always run the numbers. Run the numbers. Because there are many people on YouTube who are straight up lying. They're straight up lying because this individual never had a job. Because essentially, for you to be able to invest $360,000 a year, you need to be making $750,000 a year. This individual did not have that kind of job. Did not have that kind of job. So this is one of the reasons, because I see this. I always see that these people are talking about, I became an investor. I started investing in the stock market. Now, if you were to do options trading, that totally changes the game. However, options trading is extremely risky, and most of the people who do options trading actually lose money. So anyone that's coming on YouTube and telling you that they're worth $10 million and they got there in the stock market in 10 years, I've done the math. They need to be investing $30,000 to $40,000 per month to even get anywhere near that. And literally less than 1% of the population, it's not even 1%, less than 1% of the population makes $750,000 a year. Now, I'm about to show you something. Let's get back into it. All right. The 10 richest people in the world. Bernard Arnault, Louis Vuitton, LVMU. If you didn't know, that's a company that owns Louis Vuitton, Gucci, a lot of high-end brands. So the number one richest person in the world owns a business. Number two, Elon Musk owns businesses, Tesla. Number three, I cannot say his name, Gautam Adani Enterprises. He owns a business. Adani owns 6 Indian companies, including 75% stake in Anandi Enterprise, Anandi Power, Anandi Transmissions, as well as stake in Anandi Ports, All this is business and not no total gas. Third person, richest person in the world. Fourth richest person in the world, Bill Gates, founded Microsoft, another business. Jeff Bezos, Amazon.com, another business. Warren Buffett. Now, many people say that Warren Buffett is an investor. I would disagree. Warren Buffett owns Berkshire Hathaway, and Berkshire Hathaway owns Geico. They own Geico, which is a business. Larry Ellison, Oracle, business, number 7. And notice something else too. All these guys are old. Elon Musk is the youngest one on the list. He's 51. Another Indian. Number 8, Reliance, world's largest oil refiner and one of the world's most valuable companies. Business. Number 9, Steve Ballmer, Microsoft. Business. Now, Steve Ballmer actually was an employee, and Steve Ballmer's net worth came from his stock options from a business. But Steve Ballmer is the only person who was an employee. He did not start the business. He was an employee. Larry Page, oh, younger, founder of Google, another business. So let's go. So the top 10 richest people in the world are business owner. The world's right. So let's 400 richest people in America. Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Mrs. Bezos, Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Michael Bloomberg, business, Jim Walton, one of the Walmart heirs, business, Mark Zuckerberg, business, Rob Walton, business, Charles Koch, business, Alice Walton, another Walmart heir, Michael Dale, business, Phil Knight, Nike, business, Mackenzie Scott, the divorced wife of Jeff Bezos, business. Jacqueline Mars, candy bars, business. John Mars, a hair of the Mars family. Ken Griffin, hedge funds, business. Lynn Blavivek, music, chemicals. Jeff Yesman, uh, trading and investments. Now, let's go ahead and dive a little deep into Jeff Yas. All right. Jeff Yas is an American options trader and co-founding and managing director of the Philadelphia-based Secure International Group. I'm going to say yes, he's a trader, but his business is trading. And let's see. Let's let's go ahead. All right. Worth 30 billion. He's the co-founder of Subhana International Group. In 1987, he co-founded with a handful of partners now as a giant options. All right. So this is a business. Technically, yes, he's a trader, but he has a business that has 2,000 employees and a number of investors invested in his business. So once again, this is business. The son of a dry goods store owner, Stefan Schwarzman's founded private equity fund Blackstone with fellow billionaire Peter Peterson in 19 like what I'm doing. All right. Because this is the thing you have to do. All right. A global private equity firm he established in 1985. It's a business. Yes, it's a business about trading, but it is still a business. Once again, he's not in his basement running trades. Timothy Peter Fly, discount brokerage, Ray Dalio, hedge fund manager, Eric Smith. I think he was Rupert Murdoch. Um, owns media companies. Rupert's kind of old. Carl Icahn, he buys companies. Stephen Cohen, Point Asset Management, 26 business. Donald Bren is America's richest real estate baron. Now, this is one of the things that you got to look at. All right. Donald Bren he's 90 years old. Donald Bren parents. Uh, Bren is the son of Marion Newbert and Milton Bren. His father, Milton, was a naval officer and successful movie producer, while his 127 million square feet of real estate, mostly in Southern California. His empire includes 570 office business buildings and 124. That's crazy. His father was Jewish, his mother was partial, his parents divorced. His mother remarried in 1950, true to steel businessman Earl Jorgensen. Once again, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people talking about you can become a billionaire. You do not become a billionaire from nothing. You do not become a billionaire. His company, his because this guy's dead. His company still is around. This guy's dead. His company survived him. His company survived him. See, you start doing the math. So this guy, Donald Bren, his stepfather was a millionaire. His stepfather was a millionaire. Once again, guarantee you, because there's this whole notion that people can become billionaires from scratch. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. But once again, looking at these people worth 13 billion, and if you notice, and he's the 46 on the list is worth 13 billion. Once you get past, let's see, once you get past 30 billion, they start dropping quite a bit. So this is the thing I'm telling you. To build real sustainable wealth is not something you can do. Like all these billionaires, they didn't come from nothing. They didn't come from nothing. And you got a whole bunch of people on here. I'm gonna be a billionaire. You I feel that the average person can become a millionaire in their lifetime. I feel that is possible. Becoming a billionaire, it's going to take a lot of skill. And I'm going to say there's going to have to be somewhat of a luck factor. And I don't like to use the word luck, but there's only like 2,700 billionaires around the world. 2,700. So, once again, this whole notion of you can be an investor, I've shown you the math on that. The individual who claims to be worth $10 million through investment, he did this in 10 years because he's only 40 years old, is straight up lying. Once again, anyone that comes on YouTube and tell you that they're rich and they leave out certain details, always do the math. Always do the math. Always do the math. Because so many things, I want to start here. Let me start here. 24 years ago, I used to be just like you guys. I was a normal person working a regular job. And what transformed my life? It was a business. It wasn't investments. And even though I got into cryptocurrency early, I bought my Bitcoin for like 10 bucks. And there are people like, those videos are gone, but there are people who are so jealous, well, show us your wallet, man. They cannot believe this. And once again, I sold my Bitcoin and I left it alone because it was such a distraction because every day it was going up, it was going up, it was going up. So I got rid of it. But my thesis is, and this is my thesis, this is my general thesis, that the average person with the right level of training can get rich in 3 to 5 years. Now, why do I say 3 to 5 years? If you are a person who doesn't have skill sets, knowledge, training, you're going to have to go out and get that training. Because let me share something with you. When I was in the military, I tried to start not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 businesses, and they all failed because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue to what I was doing. And my first successful business was a business where I was doing what I was doing. My first successful business, which was GC Solutions, I was selling used office furniture. My primary day job was to sell new office furniture. So it worked very easily because all I did, And this, once again, this is to illustrate how important having certain skill sets are. All I did to make that $250,000 was go through my old contact leads, because there were people that I had presented new office furniture. They didn't like the proposal, they didn't like the price. And I just started, hey, this is Glendon Cameron again. I know that you do not want to buy new furniture. I got that. The price was too high. But would you be interested in some used furniture? Oh, absolutely. My first month of selling that used office furniture, I made $40,000. $40,000 my first month, because I was doing something that I already knew how to do. And that just really resonated, because guess again, going back when I was in the military, I was like many of you. I would just go out, start a business from sheer hustle and determination, and it would just fail. It would just fail because I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know how to make a business successful. I didn't know about sales and marketing. I didn't know what I didn't know. And essentially, my first successful business has literally provided the seed money for everything that came after. I've never started a business with a credit card. I've never started a business with a loan. And we will be talking about this, because I will say this. I don't think that you should start a business with a loan or a credit card. I hear a lot of advice about getting low interest credit card debt to buy into crypto. That's an extremely risky thing to do. Extremely risky. So I would not advise you to start a business with a loan or on your credit card unless you have a very large income. Now, why do I say that? Let's say you're making $500,000 a year, and at that level, you've got a bunch of credit cards with $40,000, $50,000 credit limits. You take one to fund your startup. If the startup crashes, you make enough money from your job that you can pay the debt. So, but the average person making $35,000 to $40,000, a $20,000 or $30,000 credit card debt could literally cripple these people. Literally cripple these people. So I do not advise that you start a business with a credit card or debt. But once again, this is my thesis. My thesis is the average person with the right and honest training. And let's talk about this. There's a multitude of YouTube content creators that put up how to start a business extremely fast. Like, you could do this in 30 days from now, you can quit your job. I don't put out that kind of crap, because I want you to kind of walk back in time with me. When I had my first business, I had a six-figure job that I did not quit to get into my business. Now, why didn't I quit my job? Number one, I was I was a commission salesperson. I had an office, I had an assistant. I can come and go as I please. If I wanted to take a vacation, I didn't have to ask anyone to take a vacation. I would just say, "Hey, I'm out. I'll be gone for 2 weeks." Okay. I had complete control of my life and my schedule. So I had no one looking over my shoulder. So in terms of a job, it was pretty good. And I had no there are plenty. I just had no reason to quit my job. Now, when I started my business and I was working my job, my work hours went up. Yeah, I went from 40 something hours a week to about 60. Big deal. Big deal. Because during that transformation period, I felt rich. I was driving the car I wanted to drive. I could live anywhere I wanted to live. I could do what I wanted to do. And at this time, I was not a millionaire. Wasn't a millionaire. I was paying cash for cars. And that's real funny because Richard Fain, and I actually believe that has a net worth of seven figures. But until he came to YouTube and started his internet, his digital business, he could not pay cash for cars without having to sell assets. I wasn't a millionaire and I was able to pay cash for cars because I had a high cash flow position. It was real interesting because this is one of the reasons that I put out the information because I know better. Everyone, these people are telling you like, well, yeah, I finance cars because my investments are over here and I don't want to disturb my investments. BS. You don't make enough money to buy that $300,000-$400,000 sports car without negatively impacting your net worth because you would have to sell something to get that money because you don't have it. And I've had many people come after me because once again, I have a video talking about financing cars is one of the worst things that the average person can do. Because here's the thing, if you're in income danger zone, which is less than $50,000 a year, it's so much that can damage you. And right now, the average car payment is $700. So let's say you got someone who is, let's see, let's go ahead and do the math on this. So you're making $35,000 a year minus 7,500 bucks in taxes, divided 27.5 divided by 12. That's 229 minus 700 equals minus 130 for your car insurance equals minus 200 for gas. So your car has literally eaten up half of your income. Half for a car. Half. The average person would be better suited buying a $5,000 or $10,000 cash car than financing a brand new car. Because literally, and I'm going to show you this. Let's see. Impact of buying cars on retirement. There have been numerous studies done this. Your new car payment may delay your retirement by years. And for some people, this may eliminate retirement. This may eliminate retirement. There's been numerous studies on this. And for the average person who's in the income danger zone, less than $50,000 a year, buying a car and financing a car is one of the worst things that they can do. One of the worst things that they can do. Let's see. Let me move that to here so you guys can see it. Your new car payment may delay your retirement by years. There's a whole bunch of stuff going with that. I mean, one of the things that consistently happens, because this is why I am so dogged. I'm dogged determined because once again, I'm going to say this and I want to be very clear. Should you invest? Yes. My argument isn't against investing. My argument is that virtually 90% of America can invest for 20 to 30 years and at current yield rates will not become a millionaire based on the fact that they don't have enough capital to invest. That's my argument. So the average person, if they were to start a small business, and let me go ahead and just go ahead and break it down here. Let's say you made 35,000. You're married to a wife that makes 35,000. Together as a couple, you make $70,000. If you, once again, kept your jobs, we're not quitting our jobs, and you started a car washing business on the weekends, and your car washing business made $1,000 every Saturday. So that added $4,000. Let's just go ahead and break down the numbers. Let's say your gross revenue was $1,000. You had a helper. So after paying your helper, you had $800. So that's $3,200. So 3,200 times 12. It's 38,000. So now you're now at $108,000 household income. That for the average person is a game changer because now you're in the position to do a lot of things. You're in the position to actually, because once again, I had someone who, and this is one of the things that just pisses me off. I get these folks who never get into specifics. It's like, I'm in my 30s. I started investing in my 20s. Now I have a six figure. They never like, I started investing at 21 years old. I am currently 33 and my investment portfolio is $102,000. They don't say that. It's always very subjective. It's very fuzzy. It's very unclear because here's the thing. The average person, we're talking about the average person, right? The average person doesn't have a cocaine habit. The average person doesn't smoke a lot of weed. The average person doesn't do a lot of crazy stuff. The average person. So if the average person was to get an infusion of $2,000 to $3,000 of extra cash into their personal economy, once again, we're not quitting our jobs. That's a game changer. $1,500 extra a month is a game changer for the average person. So here's your options. You can invest 250. Well, let's go ahead and bring up. Let's see. I'm about to show you guys the math investment calculator. All right. So you're the average person and you're investing 250, right? 250 and you get let's say 12%. You get a yield of 12% for 10 years. That's 50,000. Let's go ahead and do 30. $250 per month for 30 years at 12%. So that's $770,000. Okay. Now, let's say that's 770,000. Let's say you start a small business that makes 1,200 per month. 1,200 per month, which is going to be, let's see, what is that going to be? 1,200 per month times 12 is going to be $14,400. All right. $14,400. Now, you do that for now. Here's the thing. You start this business, your revenues are going to grow. But let's say you got a job and let's say you grow your business really slowly. So you make 14,000 first year, and the next year you make 16. 16.5 in year 2. In year 3, you make 20 in year 3. And then year 4, you make 25. Once again, really low numbers. We're not talking about people becoming the millionaires. In year 4, in year 5, you do 30,000 from your small business in year 5. Okay? So that is 30, 55. It's 85 plus 35. That's $115,000. And let's go ahead and take taxes out of that. Let's say 30,000 in taxes. So after taxes, that's $85,000 in 5 years. So if you were to invest 250 times 12, which is 3,000 times 5. So in 5 years, you can invest 250 and have 15,000, or you can start a small business and have 85,000 in 5 years. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? The average person has been falsely marketed to that if they go ahead and invest, that they're somehow going to get rich. Whereas if they, like, once again, a really small business, I'm not talking about, like, once again, I kept the numbers very conservative, really, really low. And this is a person who just starts a business and they don't even know what they're doing. Now, if we got a person who started a business and they knew exactly what to do, exactly what to do, and they knew how, number one, they knew how to pick the correct business for their personality. All right. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So you go ahead and we're going to talk about that. So you go ahead and you pick the correct business for your personality. Your first year, you can make between 25,000 and 50,000. Your first year. Year 1. Year 2, you can make between 50 and 100. Year 3, you can make between 100 and 150. Year 4, you can make, actually, that's wrong. Year 3, you can make 150 to 250. If you knew exactly what you had to do and you started the correct business for your personality, because let me show you something. And I love, shout out to Shelby Church. Shout out to Shelby Church. Let me do this. I love me some Shelby Church at the moment.
In 2020, Airbnb became one of the most popular real estate investments.
When it works, honestly, it's a dream. It's pretty passive income and you still get to use your house essentially for free. Who wouldn't want that? So people did it. A lot of people.
The number of Airbnbs grew dramatically.
It was not like that.
Now, Shelby put out a video why you shouldn't make an Airbnb in 2023. Shelby Church, if you don't know who that is, she's a YouTuber who actually puts out some pretty good content. And she bought an Airbnb, because let me go ahead and show you Airbnb. Now, she put out a video talking about my Airbnb lost money 2 months ago. And a lot of people came for her. This guy, he actually talked about that Shelby should do some things to enhance her listing. Now, let me see.
In 2020, Airbnb became one of the most popular real estate investments.
When it works, honestly, it's a dream. It's pretty passive income.
Well, this guy, she actually clapped back and she said, no shade to Sean or whatever. Let me see if I can find that because I think it was toward the end of the video. Shelby may be blonde, but
People
she's
still
not dumb.
promoting Airbnb. I think their properties might not. Just my own personal opinion, right? It's based on my experience and also research I found online. I'm completely honest with you guys because I truly have no incentive for you to do Airbnb.
Now, here's the thing. Shelby makes a lot of money from YouTube. So because Shelby has additional income, she has no reason to misrepresent the facts. Like when I was in the car rental business, I had no reason to lie to you or misrepresent the facts because, in my opinion, the car rental business completely sucks.
I really don't care if people do it or not. And that's why I am so open about sharing the highs and the lows, making money, but also not always making money. I think you should keep this in perspective when you're doing research on Airbnbs in general. I really trust when people show their numbers for the entire year. A lot of what I see on YouTube now is people still promoting Airbnb. I think their properties might not be as profitable anymore either. One example, there is a guy, Sean, who has made a few videos about me.
The clap back. This is killer.
And no shade to him, whatever, but he is still often promoting doing Airbnb, probably, I think, because he has a course that he sells for like $500 on how to do Airbnb. So there is some incentive there to promote Airbnb, to get people to want to do it. But his calendars look pretty empty, and he's even talked about that in some more recent videos. I went through a bunch of his listings, and there is like almost no bookings at all for many of these properties. And
the clap back. This is the thing. She actually did not emotionally react when he made those videos. She just waited and waited, and she went to his listings and see that even though this guy who's supposed to be the authority on Airbnb, his listings are not getting booked because the economy is going down and there's an oversupply of Airbnb. Now, where am I going with this? Remember when I said doing the business that suits your personality? I feel Airbnb, Turo, and Amazon FBA are some of the worst business models. You want to know why? Because you don't have to get customers. And if you never learn how to get customers, you're going to be in a very vulnerable position. But I thought that was really cool the way that she clapped back because he ain't getting no bookings either. And this guy's supposed to be the authority on Airbnb. And this is one of the reasons that everyone is piling into these template businesses. And I predicted last year that Airbnb was going to become oversaturated, that Turo was going to become saturated. And let's see. Let's see if any new videos. Now, some people are putting out the reality. I just feel that these are really, really bad business models to get into because let me explain something. When you learn how to get customers, your business becomes recession proof. When you learn how to get customers, you will not be dependent upon an algorithm. You will not you will not be vulnerable to the algorithm of Airbnb, to the algorithm of Toro, or like Amazon FBA. Amazon, this is documented fact. Many people who have put products on Amazon, because they have all of the proprietary data, will, oh, this is a good product. And Amazon will actually start selling that product against that seller. And what Amazon has the capital to actually create their own factory, or they have the capital to get the best pricing. So Amazon can sell the product for what you have to pay for the product. They can sell at the price that you, as an independent seller, must buy your product. Amazon can sell it at that same price and make money, whereas you can't, and literally push you out of business. There's been documented cases of that. So one of the things that we're going to do in the training is teach you how to get customers. I cannot state how important that is, because let's go back to the grand theme of this live stream, getting rich. If you learn how to get customers through your own marketing efforts, you can get to that 250,000 possibly. And once again, this is for the smartest. This is going to be for the people who are really on it, the aggressive go-getters, the folks who are going to keep their job and they're going to work 4 to 6 hours on top of that every day. You could get to that 250 in 1 year. How do I know this? Let me explain to you what I did with YouTube. 2009, I came on the YouTube. And because I was a business owner, let's kind of go back in time. I had to get customers. Like, we used to use eBay, Amazon, and Craigslist. Craigslist was me getting customers. My Craigslist marketing system was for me to get customers. And at one point, 75% of our revenue was coming from eBay, which was scary. And I worked really hard and I got our eBay income to 25% of our revenues, and Craigslist to about 48 to 50% of our revenues. And then the upscale garage sale made up the rest. So Craigslist and the upscale garage sale. And let me explain what the upscale garage sale was. I was in the warehouse and we were not allowed, due to the leasing, clauses in the leasing, to use the warehouse as a retail operation. That was in our lease. But what did I do? On Saturdays, I would go up, post my signs at the Mountain Industrial by the Quick Trip, upscale garage sale, big pink sign with letters on it. And I would post a sign, and I post signs leading to the warehouse, and then post a sign in the grass outside the warehouse, and post signs near the dock door. And we would do anywhere from $3,000 on a Saturday. Best Saturday we ever had, and the warehouse was full. We did $25,000 on a Saturday, cash money. But average sales were about 3 to 10, somewhere between 3 and 10 every Saturday. And sometimes I would open on Sundays. But the upscale garage sale component of their business was about getting customers. And once you learn how to get customers, because this is one of the reasons that everyone runs to Amazon FBA, because they don't have to get customers. This is the reason that people run the Airbnb. They don't have to get customers. This is the reason people run the Toro. They don't have to get customers. Once you learn how to get customers, you become recession proof. You become extremely powerful in your business. You just become so powerful. You just become incredible. And this is one of the reasons that these template business, and this is the like Shelby Church. Shelby Church, she's a YouTuber. She makes a lot of money from YouTube. So she has YouTube money, she has affiliate marketing money, and she has some other stuff going on. So Shelby will be fine, even though her Airbnb is not making money. There are many people who have gone out and gotten ridiculous mortgages to get an Airbnb property, and their bookings have literally evaporated. And they're trying to turn this property into a long-term rental. If you were watching my community section, I was posting all these failed Airbnbs. I've been doing that for months. Fully furnished, in the hood. Someone wants $4,000 or $5,000 rent for this house. You want to know why they want so much money for that house? Because they have a large mortgage on that house. Because some of these people bought these Airbnb properties using hard money, which is just stupid. But they didn't know any better, but they drunk the Kool-Aid and they thought that this Airbnb thing is going to go on forever. And it was going, it is crazy what has happened in the YouTube. Because once again, just like the stock market marketing department has convinced people that they can somehow invest invest pennies and become a millionaire in 7 or 10 years. Because here's the reason why the stock market marketing department does that. You can convince millions of people to invest their pennies. That's billions in management fees for the stock market marketing department. So that's why they do it. Now, there's another department. It's the hustlers marketing department. The hustlers marketing department. Let me explain to you how the hustlers marketing department works. You will get someone that will come on YouTube and they will tell you that you can do this easy, simple, quick business model and make some serious money, typically $5,000 to $20,000 a month. That's typical, and literally do this in a matter of weeks. And that's the hustlers marketing department. And why does the hustlers marketing department exist? I'm about to show you why the hustlers marketing department exists. See, it's already a pre-populated term.
What's up, guys? It's Graham here. So I'm sure at some point you've been scrolling.
This is why the hustlers marketing department exists. I don't know how much he made, but I'll look at this later. I'm not going to get into it. But because of Graham Stephan's stunning multi-million-dollar per year YouTube income is the reason that so many people are getting into the hustlers marketing department. I'm going to show you one. She's one of them. She built her channel.
So I just hit a milestone of making it.
And she is, in my opinion, lying. And this is something that's kind of strange because one of the things I have noticed, because during this recession, Social Blade, during this recession, a lot of people are looking to these people to actually make money. And they're finding out that their advice doesn't work. Okay. And these people are getting less and less views because their information doesn't work. This girl used to get like close to 1 million views a month. And literally this whole year, you can see it. She's been dropping. She's been dropping all year long because her crap doesn't work. See, with the Hustlers marketing department, their whole goal is to put out information, content to get views, not necessarily be helpful, not necessarily help people achieve anything. As long as they get those views, they get that fat YouTube check. And I've noticed her and some other people.
So I just hit a milestone of making 50.
Let's see. Did she even do it? I don't think that she did. Yep. How I make $30,000 a month. The majority of her money comes from YouTube. And this is when she was rolling. Because, I have had an issue with these people for years, because what they will do is put up a video to convince the uninitiated, to convince the people who really don't understand what it takes to be successful. And this is why I call it the Hustlers Marketing Department. The Hustlers Marketing Department is you can literally get really rich quite quickly with little to no effort. And there's tons of videos made by members of the Hustlers Marketing Department, because when they put these videos out, these videos get views, they make a lot of YouTube money. This stuff doesn't work. I'm going to show you one that how to where is it? How to start content for $300. That's it. This video almost has 1 million views.
To make the best decision and choose the quote.
Right? This video doesn't work. The information in this video doesn't work. The whole gist of the video is for $300 a week, you can rent a cargo van. All right. Let me show you something. All right. So the whole gist of this thing was you can rent a cargo van for $300 a week, right? Cargo van, $125 per day. $125 per day. So to rent a cargo van for a week would be $625 per week, or $2,400 per month. Here's the thing. This information hasn't worked since he put the video out. But once again, you have many clueless, hapless people pile into the video, and until they actually start looking at the prices of cargo vans and realizing that the information in that video does not work. But let me explain to you why. Okay. That was crazy. Let's see. Let me explain to you. Share screen. Okay. Let me explain to you why this video is still getting views.
To make the best decision and choose the quote that
Okay. He's actually changed the thumbnail. But see, when the video gets into the YouTube algorithm, whether, once enough people watch it, YouTube keeps pushing the video, pushing the video, pushing the video. So even though this video has information that is 100% garbage, the video keeps getting pushed. Now, let's go ahead and look at some other stuff. Now, he hasn't put up a video in 4 months. See the rest of his videos? They're not getting views. They're not getting views. That one video is literally driving his subscriber count and everything. But this stuff does not work. And when you have people, members of the Hustlers marketing department, that's the whole goal. The whole goal is to create a video that gets views, not necessarily to be helpful. So let's see. What's up, Jason? What's up, Life for Business? What's up, Miss Finance? Oh yeah, no one ever talks about the interest, the devaluation of money. No one ever talks about that. What's going on? Once again, like I said, I'm bringing you the actual math, because this one person, I'm not mentioning the names, that with the claim of being worth $10 million in 10 years, and he's 40 years old. When I ran the numbers, dude had to be investing $300,000 to $400,000 to $600,000 a year. It didn't happen. Thank you, Lee Turner, for the $5 super chat. Most of these people invest with all this money. Once again, 100%. The best investors are business owners because they have the money. 100%. What's going on, Lavarius? Malik Dat, you want to get into the current training, because here's the thing. Holding company strategies is an advanced strategy. What you want to do is get your first business up running, making money before you even begin thinking about holding companies. What's up? Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure most billionaires come from money. There's someone in their family that is a prominent person. Most billionaires. Millionaires, I had no help. I had no help. None whatsoever. You know, I don't know anything about that because I never received a grant. Okay. I laugh at these creators and entrepreneurs that go overseas and brag about living a good lifestyle. Yeah, man. Because like that just cracks me up, because this one dude, he lives in the Dominican Republic. And when I looked at the cost of living in the Dominican Republic, why are you living there? Why are you not balling out in the United States of America or the UK or Dubai? Because you can't. You can't. Pretty much 100%. we got a live training today. Yeah, because like I said, when he came for Shelby, I was like, okay. And then Shelby, to her credit, she clapped back, and she clapped back with facts. She didn't clap back with emotion. She came with facts because his listings are not getting bookings. Thank you, Dante. I appreciate that. Amazon many times will even sell for a loss. They're ruthless. Like I said, man, Amazon FBA is not what people think it thought, put it up to be. Appreciate it. Yeah, because see, the whole thing is, if you start a business, and like those examples I gave of a person just starting a business making 12, that's a person that doesn't know what to do. One of the reasons that I was able to go from nothing to 1.5 million on YouTube in 3 years is I knew what to do. It makes a big difference. What's going on? Can the Get Rich in 3 Years program teach me about customer relationship management? That's going to be part of the sales aspect. And that's a very good question because CRM is something that you need. When I worked at Rent-A-Crate, we had a CRM that was called Goldmine. They sent someone from headquarters to train me how to use it, and it made a whole bunch of difference. So yes, we'll be getting into that. Let me see. The training is because let me explain to you what was happening. And actually, I'm working on the email that I'm going to send out that I'm just going to, because this ain't finished, but let me explain to you why I killed my old business. First of all, I was not happy. I was not happy with the direction the channel had taken, and I was not happy with the audience that I attracted. I knew I was not performing to my highest level. This bothered the hell out of me. I have known for months I need to make changes. After thinking for months, I decided to start over. My first order was create a faceless YouTube channel. I even had a blog made. I was so caught up, wanted to change my situation as fast as possible. One thing I did not do was stop researching, and I found the answers I was looking for. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this. So instead of reading all that, let me. So this is the current deal. This is the one that you can get rich in 3 years and get wealthy in 10 years, the blueprint for durable wealth. Everything you need to get rich in 3 years and get on the doorsteps of wealth in 10 years by starting and running a business. So this is the thing that's in the description. And after the live stream, it will be in the first comment with the promo code, which is execute, to get almost $1,000 off. And this is what we're working on. And the training starts tomorrow. So that's how you get in. My buy here, pay here dealership is my first non-template business. It feels comforting when I get my own customers instead of man, when you learn how to get your own customers, that's a game changer. That is a game changer. All right, Mr. Nemesis. Cool. Keisha talks finance. In your opinion, that's the wrong way to look at this. What I have learned is you don't want to find the most profitable business. You want to find the business that works with your personality. Because here's the thing. Let's say you get into one of these hot new businesses and it doesn't jive with your personality. And let's say it's making money. And you now have a business that you absolutely hate. How does that feel? So what I teach is for you to start a business based upon your strengths, like this YouTube channel and writing and communication. That's why I've been able to do this for 14 years, because I like doing this stuff. So that's you don't want to find the most profitable business. There are people like, I'm about to bring this up. Let me bring this up. All right. This girl is making crazy money because she started a business that vibes with her personality. And she's got one in Gwinnett, Edgewood, Rafted, and Jonesboro. So start a business that vibes with your personality. Do not start a business that that just for the money, because I'm telling you, that can be a pathway to disaster. All right. Thank you, Miles. Appreciate it. Because we're going to have more conversations about building wealth, creating wealth, and because once again, the definitions are so important, because I've seen so many YouTube channels like building wealth. Oh, what are you building? What is wealth? What is wealth? And this is why I came up with the definitions based upon my personal experience. The year that my first business did 250,000, I made way more money than that because I had a job. But I felt quite rich at 250, and that's why I put the template, because at 250 you could buy $1 million house. At 250 you can send your kids to private school. At 250 you can do a lot of things. And at 250, you got a portion to pay your taxes, you got a portion to live on, and you can invest $90,000 to $100,000 into whatever you want, whether it's real estate. I want you to think, the majority of real estate investors have no money. If you get into real estate investing and you have $100,000 a year to invest in real estate, you will be able to scale up your portfolio so quickly, because let's say you have a $250,000 income, and let's say you broke your $100,000 off into 3 properties, and you put $35,000 on each property. You could get 3 properties in 1 year because you have the money. And more importantly, let's say your real estate business runs into a little bump. Because you're making the money, you can service your loans without having to do crazy stuff for your business. You're running a tattoo startup, but not sure where to place yourself living out. Tattoos are crazy popular right now. I would start a YouTube channel talking about tattoos. That will get you a lot of customers. So that's all for today. That's the conversation I wanted to have with you guys. Now today, for those who are interested in the training, it's links in the description box, and it will be in the first comment after the live stream is over. And today at 4 o'clock, I'm having a live training for the YouTube business. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to also put that in the comment section as well. So thank you guys for joining me this morning, and I will see you in the next one.